Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Shilpa Data Insights.
In today's video, we are going to discuss about some ingestion method into the Delta Lakehouse. So there are two ways that Databricks provide in order to ingest your data into your Delta table. One is the autoloader. The second option is using the copy into. So we have already discussed how you can do it using autoloader. If you don't know how to do it, then you can go ahead and watch my previous video. I have pinned that in the I button. You can see exactly how to load your data into your Delta table using autoloader. So the second way is using copy into. So let's focus into copy into method for this particular video. So the copy into versus autoloader. Let's first discuss what is the difference between copy into and autoloader. In copy into, you can go ahead and ingest files into your Delta table. The files, if the number of files is less, let's say it's in the number of thousands, you can go ahead and use the copy into method. But if in case the files are huge, it's in millions, then it's better to use autoloader because autoloader has the ability to efficiently add scale. But in copy into, it is less efficient at scale. So whenever you know there's thousands of files, go with the copy into, otherwise go with the autoloader option. Now, let's see what is a copy into. Copy into means you are loading the data from a file location into a Delta table. And when you are loading the data into your Delta table from a file location, then that operation can be retriable and idempotent in nature. What does that mean? So it means whatever files are loaded once into your Delta table, it is not going to load the same file into your Delta table. So those files which are already loaded will actually be skipped and will not be reloaded, and therefore it can be retried. How exactly we can go ahead and achieve that? We can achieve that by using the RocksDB that is being provided by Databricks. So this RocksDB is a Databricks inbuilt database which helps in deduplicating the files which are already ingested, and it only ingests the file which are actually not ingested into your Delta Lake tables. And the use case for this is therefore it can help you in the one-time bulk ingestion and files in order of thousands, and it can also be scheduled. So now let's say you have a file which can be of any format. It could be a CSV, could be a JSON, could be XML, could be Avro, ORC, Parquet or text file. All these file formats are supported in the copy into operation. So all these files you can use and ingest the data into your Delta table using the copy into. And as we have discussed, it's exactly once file processing, which is by default. If in case you want to go ahead and process it one more time, we will discuss that as well, how you can do it in the later slides. Now, you have your target table as well. If in case you have not given the schema and you want the ability of schema evolution and schema inference, that is also available for the copy into method. Now, let's see what is the data ingestion copy files from the directory. If you want to copy the files from the directory, then you can use the syntax of copy into, put your target table name, put your from condition. You have to mention what is the file format. As we have mentioned, there are multiple file formats you can use in order to process and ingest the data into your table, like CSV, Parquet. You can go ahead and use them. Now, you have the validate option. I will discuss that in the next slide. It means actually not exactly loading your data into your Delta table, but validating that all your data is correct and then only load the data into your target table. We have the format options. Let's say you have a CSV file, you want the header to be true and you want to infer the schema, you can mention that. And copy options. When you have your file and you are ingesting the data, you want to merge the schema and you want to have the capability of schema evaluation and schema enforcement, you can mention that merge schema equal to true. Now, let's see what exactly this validate mode means. Validate mode means when you are ingesting the data into your target table, then it validates the data ingestion without actually writing the data into the target table. So it means it's actually a dry run that it does over the data when you are actually putting that data into the target table. So what exactly it checks? It checks whether it is idempotent, whether there is a permission to load the data into the target table, and whether there is a permission to read the data from the bucket of S3 or ADLS Gen 2 or your DBFS location. It will check whether the schema is correct for the data that we are going to put into our target table. It will also make sure the delta constraints are in place. So it's basically previewing your data, sample data, to your console before actually inserting the data into your target table. I'll show this in the demo as well, so stay tuned for that. Now, how exactly you can write that command? You have to just mention the validate option, and if you want to validate all the rows, then mention validate all of that particular CSV file if your file format is CSV. If you want to validate only few rows, like 50 rows, you can mention that as well. So let's start with the practicals for this. I will first create a table called copy into demo. So if you have seen here, I'm not mentioning any column name and data type. So using the copy into method, even if you don't have the data type and your column name, when you are actually copying the file into your delta table, it's going to recognize that. So let me first create this particular table called copy into demo. Once the table is created, I will just go ahead and describe this particular command to see if in case it is inferring any particular schema out of it. If there is no schema, it will not give me any kind of result for it. So once this completes, I will show you that there should not be any column with the copy into table. And I'm actually creating this copy into demo table into my default database because I have not even created any schema out of it. And I'm also not using any catalog name. So it's not only just in the Hive Metastore, it's going to create this copy into demo. Now I'm describing this particular copy into method. Now you see there is no schema for this particular copy into. Now I want to read this particular file called subscriptiondata.csv into my copy into demo. I can use the copy into demo and I can mention the file path, what is the format of my file, CSV, and I can use my copy options where I can put merge schema as true. So it's actually reading this file and getting the schema out of it, and it's going to create the schema and load the data into this. But wait a second. Now, as we have discussed, there is a validate option. Validate option means it's not going to load the data directly, but it is going to show me what exactly data it's going to load so that it validates the features of the delta constraint. It will also validate the schema check and idempotent check as well. So it's like a dry run it's going to do. So let me go ahead and run this. It will show me the result, but it's not going to load any data into my table. Okay. So once this run is complete, then I will run this select star from copy into table to show you. Now, one thing to notice before I show you that the column names here are first name, last name, product ID, subscription ID, and subscription date. However, this has treated as a row. It's not treated as a header. Okay. It has treated here C0, C1, C2, C3, C4 as my header. So if you have worked with the Spark before, you would be knowing exactly how to remove this as one row and put it inside the header. It's just that you have to make the header equal to true. So we will see that as well. If you want to know more about this, how to read the CSV file into data frame, you can also watch my playlist of Spark Beginner to Advanced, in which I have explained you how to actually read the CSV file with different options. So let me first select star from this copy into demo table. It shows me there is no schema for it because I have not loaded any data here. I have just validated what is my schema of this and how exactly my data will look like after loading the data into my table. Now, I don't want this first row. I want this first row to be my header. So I will be mentioning in my format options header equal to true and my infer schema is also true. If I run this, again I have the validate to see how exactly my data will look like after the loading. Now this looks good with my subscription ID, with my subscription date and the 3 rows that I have. Now I can go ahead and load this particular data into my table. So let me rerun this. Now this data is going to be loaded. And if I do the select star from, it will show me the result. So now it says the number of skipped corrupt files is 0. Number of inserted rows are 3. Number of affected rows are also 3. Now let me do a select star from copy into demo. Now all my 3 rows are inserted into my table. Well and good. Congratulations for that. Now let's see if I try to reload this file again, then whether it's going to load the data or not into my table. So let me run this particular command again and it will show me how many rows have been inserted. It says number of rows inserted is 0. Number of affected rows is also equal to 0. So now let me just go ahead and rerun this select command and see how many rows exactly it displays so that you are 100% sure that it has not inserted any row. So earlier it had 3 rows, now also it has my 3 rows. Now let me do a force ingestion. Let's say there was a scenario in which the data couldn't load and the data was incorrect. I removed that data, I've created a delete statement and deleted those records which were coming from this. And I want to reload this data after correcting my data. So I have to actually force reload the data of it. So I will go ahead and do a validate option and then I will make this copy option force equal to true. What this force equal to true will do? It will do a force ingestion of that data into my table. Now, if you will see there are 3 rows, it is going to reload the data again. Okay, so let me do a validate, remove the validate option and reload the data into it. Now, you will be able to see there are 3 rows that has been affected and 3 rows that has been inserted into the data. Let me go ahead and do a select star from the copy into method. See, all the 3 rows are there. So 3 plus 3, 6. So total 6 rows have been inserted and it has duplicated the result as well because I have reloaded the data again. So now if in case you don't want the idempotent check to be true, then you can make a force equal to true and then it's going to reload all your data into it. So that is also a functionality that the copy into method provides. So if you know now there are only a limited number of files that you are getting each day and you have to schedule that pipeline, you can go ahead with the copy into method and load the data into your table every time. And if you want to have a million of files that you want to load at bulk, then use the autoloader. If you don't know how to use the autoloader, again, I'll repeat, you go back to my video of autoloader, how you can use the autoloader and what exactly is the autoloader, and you will be able to know and do a hands-on on the autoloader itself. I hope you have liked this video. So hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends as much as possible so that they know this particular new feature that has come in Databricks and can utilize it.
Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you have a good day.